everyone, my name is Claudia Octaviandra from University of Muhammadiyah Professor Dr. Hamka. Before I start my speech, I want to know how many of you read news every day, either from the newspaper, TV, radio, or an online news site. I bet all of you read news almost every day. But what if the news you just read is actually a false news? What are you gonna do? Will you be more careful to read news next time? What is hoax? Hoax is a humorous or malicious deception. Hoax is an intended act to trick people into believing or accepting and often progress. It's not easy to spot or find fake news, since the writer can fake it easily without getting a lot of search about the news they write. Meanwhile, the readers choose to believe what they just read from one source only. They won't bother looking at another source. They even use the news they just read as a gossip topic that will lead into a big conflict. Years ago, this wasn't too much of a problem. Now, fake news can easily spread around us, and a lot of people believe it so easily. So, in the next 5 until 10 minutes of my presentation, I will talk about 2 reasons why people believe in fake news. I already divided my presentation into 3 parts. First, I will start with the first reason, that is misinformation susceptibility. Then, we will move to the second part, and the second reason, that is confusion with the facts. The last part, I will tell you an advice of how to avoid fake news. Now, for the first reason, that is misinformation susceptibility. Misinformation is false or incorrect information that is spread intentionally or unintentionally. While this is not a new practice, since false news information has now become identical with the term of fake news. Misinformation can affect all aspects of life. When listening on the conversation, one can gather facts that may not always be true, or the receiver may hear the message incorrectly. On the internet, one can read facts that may not have been checked or may be erroneous in its entirety. People can believe easily from what they see without struggling to find the truth. A study published in 2017 in the Journal of Intelligence suggests that some people may have a difficult time rejecting misinformation. To read a fiction person on a range of character traits, people who scored low on a test or cognitive ability continue to be influenced by the imagined information about the person, even after they were explicitly told the information was false. The lingering influence of fake news is dependent on an individual's level of cognitive ability. That will lead us into the next reason. The second reason is confusion with the facts. Before you read a news, make sure to read and see where the news comes from, especially when you read it from internet. You need to look at the website first before reading, so you won't find any fake news. Fake news is easy to make and easy to spread now. The writer don't need to collect lots of facts and usually just go straight to the point while the truth is not clarified. They also use a hard and difficult handwriting to understand the reader. The writer might also add a fake truth about the news they write, because they think with fake truth their news will be more popular and it will be a hot topic to gossip for everyone, especially if the news shows up in the TV. A fake truth can make people misunderstood of what they just actually believe. If there is a smidgen of truth within a false story and it is similar to a story a person has already embraced, it can be confusing but also can be spur acceptance. Most of news readers who believe fake news easily are adults, either because of the misinformation susceptibility or it is because for them it's hard to spot the difference. Most of adults who can believe fake news easily, for an example, about winning a prize, about big money or cars and a house, or a text about them getting them the prize. The scourge of fake news from clickbait to a deepfakes has experts fearful for the future of democracy. We don't fall for fake news just because we are dumb. Often it's a matter of letting the wrong impulse take over. But we are social animals, and the desire for likes can be suspect a latent feeling that a story seems missing. Now, for the last segment, I already have some advice to stop believing fake news easily. The first important way to stop believing it is to be more critically while reading a news so you can spot the differences between the real news and fake news. If we read more critically, we might understand if the news we read is a hoax or not. That doesn't mean looking for their flaws or criticizing them, although this can be a part of critical reading and thinking. Instead, it means applying logic and reason to your thinking and reading. Now, my second reason is try to read from another source. If you think the news contains hoax, don't forget to investigate the source and be more wary of stories written by unknown research. And check their website for more information. Stories from reliable news sources such as national newspaper or broadcaster are more likely to have been checked and verified. It is also worth looking at the URL to make sure it is genuine news organization. Last, I suggest you to be more smarter and be more careful of reading news because they can spread so fast, especially if you want to start a gossip with the friends. That is all from our speech. Thank you.